So we could go ahead and get started with the Lions comeback win. Brett, I'm gonna let you kick this one off. How I guess did you expect us to win that game? And what do you kind of think? What did this game tell for the Lions moving forward?
Yeah, man, I think the biggest key takeaway, and then I'll get into some things, specific things I think happened, is that this team can win without playing our best football and without everybody says our identity is formed by the run and offensive line, which I 100% agree. But the offensive line really immensely struggled run blocking. The Texans were also just doing a great job fitting the gaps every single time we were trying to run the ball. Um, and they really limited Montgomery and Gibbs on the ground. And we were also without our starting left tackle Taylor Decker, who wasn't having a great season, but he's still like a solid veteran and definitely more than formidable starter in the league. And when you lose your left tackle, your quarterback's blind side, that makes a huge difference.
It
Goff
showed.
was under pressure a lot. You know what I'm saying? And when you put all those things together, all these negative external circumstances, you tell me that our starting left tackle is going to be out. Goff is going to throw 5 interceptions, and we're only going to score 6 points in the first half. I think we lose that game like 99.9% of the time. And the fact that we just somehow found a way to win, I think, is phenomenal, and it just shows testament to what everybody's been saying, man. Like they're all about grit, and Dan Campbell has really been building that mentality into his team over the past 4 years, and it's extremely exciting to see people like the way that they're just able to find a way to win and make something out of nothing, So
Yeah, and I guess the word that kind of encapsulates this entire game was grit. You know, the Lions fought back, and the Texans came out and they were unveiling their new red jerseys, which I hate. Just for the record, I hated those jerseys.
yeah, no, I was a
I
fan.
was not a fan. But the crowd was engaged, the energy was there, and they came out looking like world beaters. The Lions got hit in the mouth multiple times. That first pick kind of swayed the momentum, and things just looked really bleak, especially with how we ended the second quarter. Going into half, things just did not look good. And like I said, I was with some friends. I was ready to call it quits. Something in me told me, stay, stick it out. But I
Yeah,
think
yeah. I mean, 7-23 isn't like an insurmountable lead in the NFL. That's one thing.
it's
Like a
just
lead is like never safe.
the momentum just didn't feel like it was there that game. Like
Hmm.
those because the picks were, some of them were unlucky, but it was just gut punch after gut punch. But like I was saying, I think a comeback like this just shows the Lions' capabilities moving forward. I think that it takes a championship level team to be able to undergo these type of circumstances and find a way to dig deep inside and fight back. I want to give a huge shout out to our defense. They got worked in this game. Like they had to work so hard. They were on the field for the majority of the game. I think it was like in the middle of the fourth or something. It showed like the possession game and like how long their offense has had the ball versus ours, and it was like 23-35. It was something like it was
Yeah, we for
very.
sure greatly lost the time of possession battle. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just couldn't imagine. Like it takes stamina, and they were working their butts off. We came out of halftime, and as Dan Campbell's talking about, we need to force some picks. We need to get some turnovers. We get a pick coming out of halftime, and that kind of it started that run that we saw for the rest of the game. But I just want to give a hats off to our guys. Like we played great under. Well, we didn't play great, but we played great when we needed to, and we fought back. And that's a game. Like if you're a Texans fan or player, I know you're
Oh
sick
yeah.
walking away from that. If you before the game, like you said, if you were to find out that Goff was going to throw 5 picks and you lose that game, like that's something that's going to keep you up at night. And I know CJ, I know he feels some type of way. I think was it Tank Dell who we had like wide open in the end zone, and he tried to be like cute and have all that air under that ball. And
Yeah, and Carlton Davis picked it off.
yeah, like I
Yeah,
know
yeah, yeah.
that's gonna haunt him a little bit because I think kind of let his foot off the gas there. Because like he wasn't under pressure. It was just like he was trying to be cute about it. Like they had that big lead, and I think he thought I'm not gonna try and put myself in his head, but just situations like that brought us
Yeah,
back in the
yeah. He's
game. And
like he's like screw it. He can go up and get that.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you left just enough time for Carlton Davis to get there, and he made a play and an amazing play because he had to recover for that. He was sprinting full speed, and I don't know. I'm a happy Lions fan today. Like I said, I got my shirt on. It was a good win, great way to end my Sunday night. But Yeah, I think we're gonna talk about the Chiefs in a second, but hey, it's looking like there's gonna be a face-off in the near future. But did you have anything else you wanted to kind of mention from this game, or?
One more quick thing. Yeah, just the addition of Zadarius Smith. He didn't play, but one thing that the people were talking about, and they interviewed him again at the post game thing, and are like, tell us what it meant for you to be on this team and for you to interact with the teammates on the sideline, like coaching them up and stuff like that. And he seems like he's a great fit already here in Detroit, and I love that for the team and for him. And it's just really cool to see. And he was saying like, yeah, like it's just like a blessing to be here. And he was talking about how he's like coaching up some of the guys on the sidelines and telling them like, hey, like y'all got this. Like just listen to the protection that Houston is calling and make the play accordingly. You know what I'm saying? He seemed like very knowledgeable about the game, and like this like a very like perfect like midseason vet trade that like we needed, I think, to push our defense over the top. And I'm really excited to see what he can do when he comes up back and plays next week as well. Because we gave him that rest for the bye week because we traded
Mhm.
him. He was supposed to have the bye week because the Browns were gonna have it that week.
Yeah, I have one more thing too. I don't know if you guys saw like how many Lions fans were in attendance at this game, and he was kind of a big spark for like getting the crowd back in the game. I don't know if you saw, he was over there pumping up the crowd, and he just did a lot. Even though he wasn't playing, like for energy and character wise of this team. So I'm really looking forward to when he's inserted into the lineup.